The sanctity of life. What utter nonsense. Welcome back to the Masquerade of Misery. It's your favorite host, Miserable. I've been thinking recently, and also before, but recently even more, about pro-life people and their opinion on abortion and about protecting the unborn. They consider life as something so sacred, so amazing, a gift that everyone should have the right to. But once that life is out of the womb, once it's born, suddenly these people don't seem to give a fuck that much anymore, do they? Once the child is out in this world, you don't see them passionately protecting their lives. How many children are in orphanages? How many don't have parents? How many have abusive parents, trash parents who neglect them, who don't treat them as they should be treated? It's not enough that they were dragged here without their fucking consent. They have to go through all this crap. Maybe the only thing that can give you some support and love in this ugly trash world is family. But many kids, they don't even have this fundamental support. In my case, I've been really lucky, but many others are not. I have met and heard about a lot of people who despise their family because they have been abused, neglected, mocked, or even cast out by them. When some parents fucking disown their kids. And I mean, you should have thought about all the possible outcomes before you engaged in the sexual activities without fucking protection. It's not the kid's fault that you brought them here. So these pro-lifers are so fucking passionate. They say that life begins right from conception, right from the moment that the woman and the man join their bodies and exchange those fucking liquids, right? And they even want to control other people's decisions, whether to keep that life or not keep it, and saying shit like abortion is murder. You know what's strange? That usually these same people are the ones who would proudly send their fucking kid to the military to die, basically. Suddenly life is not that sacred anymore. Suddenly it's not murder because, with the abortion they love saying this. That, oh, it's murder, you are a baby killer and all this shit. And I mean, you are not killing your kid if you send them to the military, or these parents who abuse the kid, make them depressed, chase them deeper and deeper into the dark pits of fucking hell when they start even using drugs to numb their minds. Is it not murder then? Or how many fucking parents are there who really shouldn't ever be parents? So let me ask you a question. Which one is more beneficial for the baby, let's say? If it's not born, if it gets aborted, maybe before it can even develop fully, and maybe it wouldn't even feel anything during the process, or is it better to let it be born and then maybe the dear mother of that kid will end up throwing the baby in the fucking trash can or flushing it down the toilet? Which one is better, I'm asking? Which one sounds less cruel? And somehow these people, as I said, stop giving a shit about this life that they were so eager to protect. Once it's out, suddenly it's all the responsibility of the parent, maybe the state, to keep them financially supported or emotionally supported and in every way possible. It's suddenly the parent's decision, the parent's responsibility, but they still wanna control the parent to decide if they want to keep the kid. So correct me if I'm wrong, but there are some paradoxes here and hypocrisy as well. These pro-lifers don't seem to passionately protest and protect the children who suffer in shitty families, who get abused by the education system, because at schools there are also endless possibilities to brainwash them and abuse them and destroy their minds. So these people care only until they are born, these children, as long as the baby is inside the womb. But then point on how that child is going to be fed, dressed, educated, how it's gonna be kept healthy, will there be a roof over that kid's head, will he or she have a loving family and people around. They don't seem to give so much shit about that, right? If you are so passionate about protecting life, as you claim, then why do you stop caring about that life once it's out, once it sees the light of this world? Why don't you keep supporting these children? They are born, celebrate, and then just go on and fucking support them then. Do some charity or donations then. Or adopt the children who suffer in the orphanages and don't have parents because they threw them away. Because yeah, surely that fate is much better than just not being born at all, right? Oh, they still get to experience the lovely things in life. Look into those children's eyes and tell me how fucking glad they are to be here. These children who are born in third world countries, who get exploited, get trafficked, they are subjected to child labor. Oh yes, the child labor. Where are these fucking pro-lifers when it comes to that? When these people go protesting against abortion and they demand the government to make even stricter laws around it, maybe these people wear fashion brands that are well known for using and abusing people in the third world, including children, because make no fucking mistake, these clothes you are wearing, they were made by these poorest people in these countries who are constantly get used, and they work maybe 20 fucking hours a day, and it includes children also. What about their lives? Is it not sacred? Is it better that they were born into this shit, where they don't get to even experience a real childhood? They don't even know what that is, what it is to play, to be carefree and just be a child, simply having friends, fooling around, being taken care of. They have no idea, because maybe from the age of already 3, 4, 5, they get sent to these fucking places where they have to work their asses off and they starve. They don't have food. Their parents have no money. They don't have food either. And what was this fucking life? And do you think it's easy to get out of that situation? So to me, it's absolutely infuriating that these people go on fucking preaching about the sanctity of life and how it's murder to abort the fetus. But once the mother gives birth to the baby, oh, that point on, it's your problem, you take care of it, take responsibility. Maybe the Papa government should support you, but that support is trash amount, it's shit. And it comes with consequences, let's say, because the government is never selfless. It never gives you help for nothing in return. And how many people there are, how many who don't want to be parents, and they are forced to become parents. And we see the result of that, right? We see how many children have miserable lives and get traumatized and become fucked up adults because their parents were trash. Or the parents love the kid and everything, but they still cannot give them the best life that they would deserve. And even if someone has a, let's say, privileged life, they have food, everything, nice house, nice education, whatnot, life will still fuck you up. Doesn't matter where you are, what your social status is, because the suffering is inevitable. And of course, abortion should be the very last resort, the very last solution to avoid bringing life to this ugly fucking planet. Because, yeah, I know it's still alive, especially if the child is in that phase in development where it could already feel. Yeah, obviously it's not a nice thought, because I have seen videos how abortion is done and it's fucking gory, it's upsetting. So we should focus on prevention, contraception. There are many ways. And also, if you wanna fuck so badly, then just make the necessary precautions. Don't play around with someone else's life, because these babies cannot consent to being born. And you should be prepared. And there are people who even completely give up sex altogether, which I say is not necessarily a bad thing. Not many of us can resist this fucking biological urge. But if you cannot resist, then at least make sure that no accident will happen. Because let's face it, most of us were unplanned and fucking accidental. And those ones who were planned, well, that plan surely didn't consider the bad outcomes. Because all parents, they always just see the nice side of having a child. They never think about what could go wrong. And as I mentioned in my previous videos, there are plenty of things that can get fucked up. So that's my conclusion. That if you are so fucking pro-life and you care about the unborn, keep caring about them also once they are here. Make sure you support them, especially poor orphans or other kids who get abused. Don't pretend you didn't see anything if you absolutely suspect something is up. And yeah, just keep yourself to your fucking views and ideology all the way, not just until it's comfortable for you. And I really cannot understand what's this shit, and why are they so desperate for other people to be brought here? Why is it your fucking mission to have as many kids here as possible? All the while you worry about, oh, look at this ugly world, look at this economic crisis that's coming, oh, the inflation, oh, the virus, or complaining about, oh, the climate crisis, and oh, there are so many people in this world, and the resources of the earth are decreasing, and oh, there will be maybe war even for food and water, and they whine about all this shit, and yet they want these children to be born. I can't fucking understand. It's strange. It's nonsense. That's it. Fucking nonsense. So, I hope I wasn't all over the place discussing this topic, because this time I didn't write any notes, nothing. It's just from the top of my head. But I think I made my point. Feel free to agree or disagree. I don't mind. In any case, thanks for listening, and see you next time. Praise the Reaper, and life is not sacred. And of course, abortion should be the very last. When if Alzheimer.